The funniest punishments in every time period. Stone Age, banishment. Alright, let's kick it off with the OG punishment, banishment. Picture this crew. You're living in the Stone Age. No Spotify, no Uber Eats, just you, your cave, and your very small, very necessary tribe. Now, imagine you're the caveman who keeps stealing the best flint tools. Or maybe you just really smell. Instead of dealing with you, the tribe leader, let's call him Gary, gets fed up. He doesn't put you in a cage. He doesn't make you chew on rocks. He just stands on a big rock and points toward the horizon. That's it. Get out, buddy. For us, getting kicked out means having to crash on your cousin's couch for a week. But back then, banishment was basically a death sentence wrapped in a passive-aggressive suggestion. You were alone. No one was going to help you hunt a woolly mammoth. You had no one to share your fire with. You literally just got sent off to fight the saber-toothed tigers all by your lonesome. It's the ultimate, you're on your own, pal, that resulted in one lonely dude wandering around, probably forgetting how to make fire, and ultimately, maybe becoming a lion's lunch. Talk about being socially awkward right out of existence. The bell bearer. Now we fast forward a bit to the Iron Age, where people are getting slightly more sophisticated with their shaming techniques. Enter the bell bearer. I swear, people in history were obsessed with making sure you were not only punished, but also completely, unequivocally unignorable. The punishment was simple, yet hilariously irritating. If you were a thief or a troublemaker, they didn't lock you up. They literally attached a huge clanging bell to you. We're talking about a dinner bell, maybe a cowbell, strapped right to your neck or your back, and you had to wear it all the time. Imagine trying to just, live your life. You're trying to sneak a snack from the market. Clang, clang. You're trying to have a serious conversation with your neighbor. Clang, clang, clang. You are now officially the human equivalent of a 5-alarm warning siren. Everywhere you went, everyone knew exactly who you were and exactly what you did, and they heard you coming from like 3 zip codes. Forget about personal space or privacy. Your bell was your permanent, loud, and incredibly annoying public service announcement. It's like living with an infinitely looping, terrible jingle that only plays when you move. What a nightmare. Classical antiquity, ostracism. Okay, let's talk ancient Greece, the land of philosophy, democracy, and shaming by popular vote. They called it ostracism. So in Athens, if a politician or a figure got too powerful, too showy, or just too annoying, the guy who never stops talking about his workout routine, the citizens would get together and vote to kick him out of the city for 10 full years. The hilarious part is they voted by scratching the name of the person they wanted to see gone on pieces of broken pottery called ostraka. That's right, guys, if enough of your fellow citizens wrote your name on a shard of clay, you got a decade-long timeout. It's like the ultimate democratic roast. You weren't executed, you weren't tortured, you were just exiled. They basically looked at you and went, you know what, we need a break. Go think about what you did for 10 years somewhere else, okay? We'll call you. It's the ultimate citywide silent treatment. I'm convinced the true punishment wasn't the exile. It was the realization that thousands of people took the time to write your name on a piece of trash because they were just over your shtick. The shame. The Middle Ages, the stocks, and the pillory. Moving on to the Middle Ages, the peak era for public humiliation, you've definitely seen this one in movies, my friends. The stocks and the pillory. These were basically wooden contraptions. The stocks locked your feet, the pillory locked your head and hands, and their sole job was to hold you in the most awkward, uncomfortable position possible in the middle of the town square. Now, this wasn't just a timeout. This was a full-contact spectator sport. You're locked in, you can't scratch your nose, and the entire town is walking by, yelling, and throwing, well, let's just say produce. We're talking overripe fruit, maybe some stale bread, definitely some dirt. But the real kicker is the crime. Sometimes it was petty theft, but sometimes it was stuff like gossiping or being a nagging spouse. Imagine getting locked up, head in a hole, hands tied, all because you told your friend that Bartholomew's new tunic was a little too orange. That's a rough day, but you know what? It probably shut you up for a while. It's public shaming elevated to an art form, and you, my friend, were the unflattering statue. The Renaissance, the paper crown. Alright, the Renaissance. This period gave us incredible art and science, but it also gave us one of the most wonderfully pathetic punishments ever, the paper crown, or sometimes the dunce cap. If you committed a minor offense, like cheating on a test or maybe just being the town know-it-all, they would make you wear a large, ridiculous paper hat, often shaped like a crown or a cone, with your crime written on it in big, dramatic letters. I, Gregory, am a foolish idiot. I, Jessica, am a cheater of cheats. You had to wear this majestic crown of shame and walk around town. It's the original walk of shame, but with much less style. You were basically a human billboard for your worst moment. You know what this is? It's the most dad punishment ever conceived. It doesn't physically hurt you, but it's so humiliating and visually loud that you never ever forget it. You couldn't hide, you couldn't run, you just had to stand there looking like a complete oversized idiot in your custom-made paper hat, praying that no one you liked saw you. Pure, unadulterated, awkward gold. The early modern period, the ducking stool. Let's sail on over to the early modern period, a time where they had a very specific and quite bizarre punishment reserved mostly for women accused of being common scolds or gossips. Say hello to the ducking stool. This punishment involved strapping the offender, usually an overly loud or quarrelsome woman, into a chair that was attached to a long lever or pole. This entire setup was usually located next to a river or a pond. You can guess where this is going, can't you? They would literally plunge the accused, chair and all, into the water, pull them out, and then plunge them back in. Sometimes once, sometimes multiple times. Now, it sounds uncomfortable, but the sheer absurdity of the execution is what gets me. It was like a very low-budget, very mean carnival ride. Step right up, folks. See Gertrude get dunked for daring to have an opinion. Imagine the scene. A crowd is cheering, the operator's getting a good workout on the lever, and you, the supposed scold, are emerging from the murky water, dripping and sputtering. It's not just a physical discomfort, it's a public spectacle designed to literally wash the sass right out of you. And all of this because you maybe told one too many people what you thought about the mayor's new hat. Ridiculous. So, there you have it, folks. From the quiet awkwardness of Stone Age banishment to the loud, clanging shame of the bellbearer, humanity has truly excelled at inventing brilliantly bizarre ways to make people pay for their crimes.